wrong move. When I did that, my pool pretty much instantly just turned green. Hey guys, what's up? For those of you who are new here, my name is Andrea. My friends call me E, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's video is a little overdue. I'm a little bit past my 2-year mark of being a homeowner, but there are some things that I wanted to share with you all. Some things that I wish I would have known before I became a homeowner. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I have my notes here, and I just wanted to share with you all 3 things that I wish I would have known before I purchased my home. So thing number 1, I wish I would have known that good help is so hard to find. So being here in the Dallas area, I am not originally from here, right? So my network isn't, like, I'm networking, I'm getting to know people, but I don't know a lot of people here who can like do work on my house. And majority of my friends and family that are here in the area, they rent. So they don't really know a lot of people either. So finding someone to do a lot of the renovations and a lot of the work that I wanted done to my home, it's been interesting. It has taken me a while to find some people to just do the work that I want done and to not feel like I'm being, taken advantage of, especially being a single woman here in the house. I feel like sometimes you may meet contractors who may be, trying to take advantage of you. So that's been interesting. However, when I find people, I do a lot of research. I ask a lot of questions. I'm actually going to do another video on some questions that you might want to ask some contractors before they begin work on your home. But just to give you an overall background, I guess, on some of the things that I've gotten done since I purchased my home. And here's some before and after pictures for some of the items that I've gotten done. So I have gotten all of the floors in my house replaced. They were concrete floors. And then I got a wood laminate installed. When I purchased the home, there were popcorn ceilings, as well as all of the walls were like a gray. They call it a gentrified gray, right? Because they think everybody wants this base color of gray, and gray is so pretty. No, this gray was ugly. So I've gotten all my walls and my ceilings repainted. I got the popcorn ceilings removed. Now my walls are white, my ceiling is white, my fireplace now is white as well. It just makes it, seem a little brighter and a little lighter in the house. The home isn't that big, but I feel like with the white walls and ceiling, it makes it feel a lot bigger than what it really is. I have gotten a new roof, new windows. Finding someone to do the roof was very interesting, but I am happy with who I selected. They are also the people who knocked out this wall that's here in my kitchen, that separated my kitchen from my living room. So I was very happy with their service and their prices. And so that is a contracting company that I would definitely keep their contact information for. And bonus points, they're Black owned. So really enjoyed working with them. For my windows, I was referred to a company from my sister who has a home in Georgia. So I'm thankful that they have people out here and they work with people out here in the Dallas area as well. And I've been very happy with my windows. Definitely helps cut down on some of the noise from the street. And I will say that the house has been cooler in the summer and then warmer in the winter when the temperature does go down. So I'm very happy with my windows as well. I've gotten 2 new fences. If you are new to my channel, then you may not have heard the story, but I moved into my home on a Thursday And on Sunday, I got a notice from the city telling me that the fence that was there on the property before I purchased it was in violation of city code, and I had to get a new fence. It was a chain link fence with like tarp over it, or for privacy they put a tarp there instead of putting a real privacy fence. And so as soon as I moved in, that's when I got the warning. So I had to get that back fence replaced as soon as possible, right? And so I looked around to different companies. I was calling people, and you know, like, I was in a rush. I was like, look, you know, and I'm just moving into this house. I just paid for the painting and the floors and everything done. I was like, look, I don't have a lot of money. I have to get this done. What are my options? So I did end up working with one of the bigger home improvement stores to get my fence done. And then while they were doing that back fence, my neighbor to the left of me had a dog, and they ate through my left fence. And that was just like, you gotta be kidding me. So months have gone by. My neighbors never replaced it. They just put up a board to hopefully keep the dog on that side. But I eventually paid for that fence to get it redone. I think it was an eyesore. It was ugly. It was an old rotten fence that needed to be replaced. And so that's something else that I had to get done. In addition, I did get a pergola built in my backyard. I'll show you all pictures of that. And so when I got the pergola done, the guy who did that, you know, he was like, none of this wood is gonna match. One is cedar, one is pine, one is mixed. So he recommended that I get everything stained, and I did. So that was an additional cost, but I got that all done. It took me a while to find someone to do that as well. I had a number of people come out, give me quotes. I had people who never got back in touch with me. I had people who were referred to me from friends. Still nothing. Like, it was tough finding someone to do that. It was tough finding someone to do a lot of the stuff that I needed done, that I wanted done in my home. But I mean, you just don't want to feel like you're being taken advantage of. And so that's one thing that I wish I would have known, is that good help is just so hard to find. But once you find it, keep it. Keep it, because yeah, that it's a funny, strange feeling. So yeah, that's one thing that I wish I would have known before I purchased my home. Thing number 2 that I wish I would have known before I purchased my home is that whatever the landscaping budget is, add at least $500 more to that budget. I'm talking about if you want plants, if you want trees, if you want flowers, you want someone to come cut your grass, you want them to edge your grass, you want them to pull the weeds, flower beds, all of that, it's costly. That stuff is not inexpensive. You know, you watch HGTV and they make it seem like it's so easy, it's so simple. Oh, curb appeal, let's add this and let's do no. That stuff is so pricey. I had rocks put down like around the edge of my backyard. The rocks by itself was $500. By itself. That's not even getting the rocks into the backyard. That wasn't even delivery for the rocks. I had to pay an additional cost for them to come and dump the rocks in my driveway. And then I had to hire somebody to come and move those rocks to my backyard. It was crazy. And of course, this happened on the hottest day of the summer. But I needed these rocks back there. So that has been, you know, a rude awakening. Just paying for landscaping is a rude awakening. Like, I still haven't put down the turf that I want to put down. I had to remove my palm trees because the week that I moved in, or the week that I closed on my home, there was a really like cold storm that came through, a cold front that came through the Dallas area, and my palm trees didn't survive, so they died. So I had to get my palm trees cut down and removed and hauled out of here, because they were an eyesore. Like, it really looked like something out of Dr. Seuss. Y'all see the pictures. Landscaping is not inexpensive, y'all. Speaking of landscaping, and this is kind of like on that same topic, and it kind of combines topic number 1 about good help being hard to find. So when I moved into my home, my pool, and I'll link my pool transformation video up here, my pool was dirty at the bottom. And this is my first time having a pool. I don't know how pool works and all of that. And the inspector was just like, okay, like, this is what I can see going on with the pool, but it looked like it's in pretty good shape. So I did something I was not supposed to do. I cut off the pump for the pool. I didn't want it running anymore. I was just like, oh, no one is getting in there. The pool is not clean. Why does the pool need to be running? And my electricity bill is going up. Like, why does it need to keep running? Wrong move. When I did that, my pool pretty much instantly just turned green. It looked like a swamp. But it took me forever to find somebody to come and do pool service. I was calling people, leaving messages. I had one guy say, okay, sure, we'll come out there Thursday. Y'all, he's never called me back. I've never heard from this guy ever again. There were a number of guys who said that, like a number of companies, people that I've actually talked to that said, oh yeah, we'll be out there, and they never came. So I was running into so many hiccups with that by the time I found somebody to like clean my pool and do it on a weekly or monthly basis, whatever, you know, we chose, that my pool was so green and disgusting. The man literally found 2 snakes in my pool when he was ready to clean the pool. So going back into like the landscaping budget, I would say this was a part of that landscaping budget, to get that pool drained, acid washed, scrubbed, and to fill it back up. Not inexpensive at all. Like, I was not prepared for that. It was a lot of money getting that done. So just adding that into my landscaping, my outdoor budget, man, I wish I would have known that this stuff costs so much money. The third thing that I wish I would have known before purchasing my home is that you're always going to be doing something. I mean, like, whether it's decorating, whether you're getting something fixed, whether you're just changing out some stuff here and there, like, you're always going to be doing something. Always. So something that I want to get fixed, my garage door. I've said this in a couple of my videos. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that. But I know I put it in my last vlog, which I'll link above. My garage door be giving me a hard time. Like, it be going down, but then they don't close all the way, and then it be coming back up, and it's just like we fighting every time I use the garage door. And then when it does act right, I'm like, oh, I'm surprised. Oh my goodness, who knew that that was something that I was gonna have to get fixed? And that's not the first time. It's the second time that I've had to deal with this garage door. I'm gonna have to just buy a new one soon, and I just really don't want to, because that's a cost that I did not plan for. I digress. Anyway, you're always gonna have something to do. Like I said, whether you're fixing something or even if you're just decorating. Even if you have a brand new home and everything is spanking brand new and you know, you're loving it, you may want to change the paint on the walls. You may want to change the knobs on the cabinets, or you want to change the vanity in your bathroom. For me, I want a new front door. Front doors are not inexpensive. Of course, the door that I want is about $3,000, but who is paying for that door? And that's just the door. That's not even the installation of the door. You get what I'm saying? Like, who knew that this was gonna cost so much money just because I want a new front door? So until we have it, we don't have a new front door. We have the same door that came with the house. And then finally, it's like, you know, when I say you're always gonna have something to do, it seems like once you get over one hurdle, another one comes. So for instance, a couple of vlogs ago, I put this in there saying that I was having a hard time with my dryer. That when I went to go turn the dryer on, it wasn't turning on. And so I was like, man, I'm gonna have to get somebody to come out to look at the dryer. So I called the people who actually installed the plug for my dryer. So I called them, they came out. And mind you, just for them to come out, it's $100 fee. Whether they fixed anything or not, it's $100. So I'm like, oh man, you know, I have to have them come out. Like, I don't play with electricity. The dryer is not the type of plug that you can just, you know, unplug and plug somewhere else just to make sure it's not the dryer. So I had to call them to come out. So they came out, and luckily the guy did not charge me, but it was literally just the switch in the breaker was flipped the wrong way. After I had tried every switch in this breaker except for the right one, this guy came out. But again, thankfully he did not charge me. But I was like, oh my goodness, like, why is my dryer giving me a hard time? On top of, oh my goodness, my garage is going back to giving me a hard time. It's like, I couldn't win. I'm like, why is it that as soon as I think everything is smooth sailing, everything's going great, everything is going fine, and then boom, something else goes down? It is so like depressing because it feels like you're never going to be done. I feel like sometimes I'm just waiting for something else to go wrong. And I know that's not a good way to think of it, but sometimes it's just how I feel. I'm just like, this is something, you know, something's bound to happen. Everything is just too easy. What's going on? What's happening? Thankfully, right now, it's really only my garage door. And I have someone coming out tomorrow to look at that. But yeah, sometimes I just feel like I'm waiting for something to happen. It's not a good feeling, but I wish I would have known that before I purchased my home. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have any regrets on purchasing my home. I love my home. I love making changes to my home, especially when these changes bring me peace, or it makes me just feel like, I don't know, it just makes me feel so warm inside. So I do not regret purchasing my home. I think it was a great investment for me, and it works well with my lifestyle. So, you know, if you are thinking about purchasing a home, maybe these are 3 things that, you know, you should take into consideration before you purchase that home. Again, like, good help is hard to find. Don't forget that. Whatever your landscaping budget is, add at least $500 more if you want to change your landscaping. And thing number 3, you're always going to have something to do. You are never going to be bored in your house and with your house. What are some things you wish you would have known before you became a homeowner? Or if you're not a homeowner yet, what are some things that you have questions about before you actually go down that path of owning your own home? I am not a realtor. I am not a specialist. However, I can just give you my opinion on what the process was like for me. Again, some things that I wish I would have known and someone would have told me before I purchased my home. So I'm just here to help if you want it. So thanks for watching my video. I'll see you all in my next one. So cheers to 2 years of being a homeowner.